Hello, everyone, and you're welcome to another beautiful edition of The Other Side of the Bridge. Now, Chelsea will be having a match today against Wrexham. The match is going to be played in California, Santa Clara. The squad was announced about 2 days ago. But the talking point is the controversy that arose from the squad announcement, and that is the absence of the Chelsea defender Trevoh Chalobah. Enzo Maresca had a press conference explaining why Trevoh Chalobah was absent. So we'll look at the press conference. I can't play the video for obvious reasons, but I will just take you through some interesting parts of the press conference concerning the Chelsea team and his plans and goals and aspirations for the team. In his press conference, the question was asked, what are Chelsea doing with the Enzo Fernandez situation? And Enzo Maresca replied, it's great that the player did the statement to apologize. The club did the same. There is not something to add to the situation. It's clear and clarified. He was also asked about the difficulties when Enzo Fernandez comes back. And he replied, I don't think so, to be honest. At the end, they are all human beings. There's no bad intention from any one of them. I don't think when Enzo is back, we will have any problems. The player and the club clarified the situation. Now, I've always said this, that this situation should be handled as quick as possible within the club management. Call the players together, call Enzo, and yes, he has apologized on social media, but he also has to mend fences with his teammates. Don't forget, Chelsea has a lot of French players, and not only the French players, even the black players or African players that are also in Chelsea, they need to mend that fence. So he's spoken well. It shouldn't be an issue. And I think Enzo will be joining up with the squad sometime before the matches between Chelsea and Man City, and also the one against Real Madrid. So Enzo Fernandez also said it is important to have a connection with the fans everywhere. The philosophy is quite clear. We try to dominate the game. We try to keep the ball as much as we can. Overall, this is a little bit of the idea, be aggressive on and off the ball. Now, this is already in line with Enzo's philosophy. We saw that during his time in Man City, and we also see that from Manchester City's play, and he's going to be replicating a little bit of that in Chelsea, and we'll see how it goes from there. He was asked about Reece James' captaincy, and he said, for sure, James will be one of the captains. He has already been in the past. I want him again to be one of the leaders of this team. I like players who take responsibility. Now, it's funny that he didn't actually confirm that James was going to be the actual captain for this season. He said he's going to be one of the leaders. Well, I don't think there's any better player in the team to take that captaincy, but we also know Reece James' injury history, and it's going to be very weird to have a captain that is going to be sidelined. Well, hopefully he's not sidelined this time around. So maybe he's right to just mention him as one of the leaders. Enzo was asked, what are you doing to ensure that there is not a repeat of last season's on the injury front? And he said, I always say the same. It's difficult to judge the situation when you are, I think he meant outside. I don't know what kind of problems they had. Fortunately, we started 2 weeks ago and I didn't have many problems. We would also try to manage that. So Chelsea had a lot of injuries last season. It was well documented, and a lot of the fans blamed Pochettino's training method. So hopefully this time around, the injuries really drop, because it was a nightmare last season. Almost everyone was out at some point. Now, for the main question, what was the reason behind Trevoh Chalobah being left out? And Enzo said, from my point of view, it's always sad to leave the players out pre-season squad first 11. They work every day for the same targets. Trevor's situation is quite clear. We have Axel, Tosin, Wes, that's Wesley Fofana, who is finally back. Some young profiles. Now, I'm actually raging concerning this because leaving out Trevoh Chalobah for the likes of Wesley Fofana, the likes of Tosin that just came in. Yes, they are all supposed to be on the plane. They are all supposed to be part of the tour. I don't think anyone should be left out, in my humble opinion. Trevoh Chalobah's absence in the squad already this preseason is supposed to be a thing of joy. The fans getting to see the players again, getting to have a feel of Enzo's philosophy, and already is already marred with controversy. I don't really know what the club's obsession is with selling Chalobah, but I don't know, man. And Enzo saying he already has a young team like Tosin and Disasi. Hey, come on, Chalobah is better than all these players. Let's be honest. If you didn't want a packed defense, then you shouldn't have gotten the likes of Tosin Adarabioyo. Or even if you want to sell players, you can sell the likes of Disasi, who I don't think is up to that quality that Chalobah has. And don't forget, Chalobah can also play in multiple positions, so he's quite flexible. It's quite sad the way Chalobah has been treated or is being treated, and what message does it send to the youngest players that are striving to come into the first team that, well, you can be easily disposed of? I mean, the same thing is happening to Conor Gallagher. Is if not for the uproar, the fans have been making a lot of noise concerning not selling Conor Gallagher. But in my opinion, I think the club is still going to sell Conor Gallagher. I really don't know what direction we are heading in as a club under this management. It's always been about profit, 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 but yet they keep spending money to buy. So it's quite bad. It's quite bad, and honestly, I'm not really happy about this situation. Chelsea has never been a selling club. I don't know. Even the likes of Petrovic, there are rumors that he's going to be sold. Rather, he's not even part of this team for the USA Tour. Maybe he'll join up later. I don't know, but there have been rumors that he might actually be sold, and it's quite shameful. Like, we sell players and get players that are not even up to their standard. I mean, we sold Mason Mount. Yes, we're not really. He hasn't really done well in Manchester United, so we're not really pained about that. But it could also be the same situation. You want to sell Mount for profit. We sold a lot of players 2 seasons ago, and everyone thought the sale should be over, and we should focus on building this group of players. But every season we add new players, we change coaches. I mean, it's the whole philosophy, the whole template of the club is a mess. It's a total mess, and I'm really upset about this, and a lot of fans are actually upset about this. Moving on, he was also asked about Christopher Nkunku and where he's expected to play, and he said he can play everywhere. He's one of the players in these 2 weeks who is doing very, very well. He's taking the way we want to play. We will try to have players who can play in different positions in attack. Now, this is one good thing about Christopher Nkunku. He can play everywhere or anywhere in that attacking part of the field. He can play as a striker. He can play as a central attacking midfielder. He can play on the left wing, on the right wing. So he's very, very versatile, and is one player that I look up to this season to see what he can actually do. We've seen flashes and glimpses of Nkunku last season, and we know what he did in Leipzig, RB Leipzig in the German league, and hopefully he can replicate same for Chelsea. Now, lastly, he was also asked about the targets for a club like Chelsea, and he said, the only thing I can say is that I am here for the same idea and target. When you join a club like Chelsea, you have to try and win trophies or at least compete. When I don't know, hopefully as soon as possible. Every coach will say this, come on, they are in Chelsea to win trophies, but there's one thing to say, the taste is in the pudding, so it's one thing to say and another thing to do. But it's Chelsea. We always wish all the coaches the best, and hopefully he turns this team around and we progressed from where we were last season. Now let's look at the squad that's just recently announced squad, the traveling squad that is currently in the team for this tour of the United States of America. For the goalkeepers, we have Robert Sanchez, Marcos Bettinelli, Eddie Beach, and Lucas Bergstrom. For the defenders, we have Wesley Fofana, Renato Vega, Levi Colwell, Axel Disasi, Tosin Adarabioyo, Josh Achipong, Benoit Badashil, Rhys James, Malo Gusto, and Ben Chilwell. For the midfielders, we have Leslie Ugochukwu, Romeo Lavia, Kenyan Dewsbury Hall, Andre Santos, Kani Chukwuemeka. And for the forwards, we have Raheem Sterling, Tyreek George, Mikhailo Modric, Angelo, Noni Madueke, Christopher Nkunku, Magui, Armando Broja, and Nicholas Jackson. That was really pissing me off is that we have the likes of Broja in this team. We have the likes of Andre Santos, Leslie Ugochukwu, who are apparently going to be loaned out or sold, and they are part of this preseason team, and you left the likes of Chalobah at home. It doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't add up, and it's really, really frustrating. Yes, we want all our players, to come along for the preseason, fight for their positions, and let the coach have a proper look at the team to know players he doesn't need. There's more to come in this Chalobah story. And don't forget, Chalobah has a contract up until, I think, 2029 or 2028. I'm not sure. But he still has a lot of years in Chelsea. So forcing him out of the club is not really a way to go. And it's going to send the wrong signal to other players. For today, we'll be having our match against Wrexham. I don't know. I'm really in a very, very sad mode concerning the Chelsea team and the way the management is going about the business. But I'll just talk about the match against Wrexham. Yesterday, I uploaded a highlight of last year's preseason match between Chelsea and Wrexham, which Chelsea won 5-0. We had the likes of Matson scoring 2 goals, and Nkunku was on the score sheet, Ben Chilwell, and I think Conor Gallagher. And if that match is anything to go by, I think it should be a stroll in the park. We should give a lot of our young players the opportunity to see what they can bring to the table. Enzo Maresca most times plays with 3 at the back, so let's get to see his tactics and his system and some of the good works that they have been putting on in training. I'll do another video much later after the match, a post-match review of the match, and hopefully Chelsea does well. Yeah, I know today's talk has been on a very, very downside because of the way the club is handling its policy. But hopefully we win, get the results, and everybody cheers up. So that's all from me. I'll see you on the other side of the bridge, same time next time. Have a good day.